See, if a country like Zambia, they need to compete with other countries in Africa for the best fiscal benefits. Otherwise, foreign investment will not flow to them. So, in order to
Gives
make
them
sure that,
advantage.
that money comes in, they give them a 5 year
Gives them
time.
advantage.
Yeah, give them a 5 year tax free on their profits. They have no import duties, so no money is flowing into Zambia, other than just directly foreign direct investment, which is basically flowing directly to the investor's country. So no
It,
taxes being paid over there.
it means Zambia government does not have experience how to invite foreigners,
Right.
right? How to manage them.
How to manage them? How to
only give them
But
advantage.
they're basically too poor, and they're facing too much competition from other poor nations in that area in order to be stronger. So why does the African Union, even though it's a paper tiger, even though not much is happening, this is directly the result of the fact that every country, every poor country is operating by itself.
If they have overseas experience, they can do that. They don't do that.
Right, but they also need to keep into consideration that their neighboring country, Malawi, is having a similar sale on their tax regimen, and so if in order to compete with Malawi, they are going to give them even more benefits. So it's a race to the bottom, and this is actually African countries, because they don't collaborate. They are actually doing themselves a lot of
I
harm.
understand. If they do know how to do in business, the Zambia government they were going to do different way. But they don't know how to do business, how to get profit from them.
Right.
So they just always listen to European people.
Right. So if they would be smart, they would create regional facilities and regional collaboration in order to make sure that the tax legislation in
Yeah, this might not be a bribe, but same as bribe.
Right.
They don't know how to do business. It's always African people typical failure.
But it's a difficult situation to do business if you are very small and very powerless and very poor. It's very difficult to be strong and say, oh well, you need to oblige with our local tax regimen. So they're just fishing for money.
They don't know how to communicate with European people.
Well, to some extent you're right. To the other extent, I think that there is a very big power imbalance between European investors and
But if
Zambian
he is
government.
living in London or in Brussels for several years, he knows how to deal business with them.
Right, but don't underestimate the fact that there are lots of countries in that area who are poor, who don't have the power to negotiate. They're just seeking for any kind of money to flow into their country. And
but that kind of contract is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
right.
It's not doing a lot of benefit to Zambia.
Nothing better than like that, right?
Right.
What kind of advantages Zambia got from the Dutch company coming to Zambia?
Well, okay, so basically the only advantage they have is that they will employ 10, 20, 30 people. And those people will.
Useless.
It's useless. It's not. But it's better than nothing.
No, 2,500 people. They have how many people living there?
A lot.
Right?
A lot. So, but it's a problem. It's also a problem because rich countries, investment funds, they take advantage of the fact that Africa is divided, that they're poor, that they don't have a strong bargaining power, they don't have a bad night.
Actually, this guy is selling his country.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is the same as bribe. And 150 years ago, the same thing happened in China.
So they're selling their country. It's just like they give away the land. They say, okay, you can use that land. So so Zambia comes in with the help of foreign investment, But basically, the government forgets that they have a responsibility to the people who actually live there and make a living there being small farmers.
But depending on, okay, the farmer, small farmer is, their agriculture method is so poor. So European way of life is getting more, crops are going to be more profitable. So some cases farmer has better be employed there.
Right, but there's very little employment.
But actually it doesn't happen.
Right.
So this is a way of how to negotiate with European company. Those government people, they cannot do that. Right?
Right, but again, I believe that there is they are very much in a very disadvantageous position because they have no money. It's a very poor country, Zambia.
I know, but always I'm talking about Japanese government should involve like this. Japanese people, government, they are not chasing like European way of life, right? More, they don't concern so much national interest. Just only the.
That's not true. If I look at how we are doing business via JICA, then definitely they are only pursuing their national interest. Yeah, that's not true. Don't think that Japanese people are that much better than the rest
But do you
of the
know
world.
I know the South Sudan. They made investment in South Sudan for planning agriculture business.
I don't know. Well, it probably looks the same.
They did very well.
But Uno-san, it probably looks the same for the projects that I was involved in. But if you are really inside the project, you see what really happens. No, it doesn't do the local people any good.
Really?
Yeah.
In Africa?
Yeah.
In Africa?
In Africa, yeah. I was on a project in Africa, not only Africa, but also in Southeast Asia and in the Pacific. The story is always the same. Yeah, it's just basically money is just going through those countries, but it directly comes back to Japan. There's nothing stays there. It doesn't do them any good.
Okay, move on.
Yep.